got what you paid for. I got what I paid for. I'm going to do a comparison of an original wool Genie compared to a knockoff that I got. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that I was buying a knockoff and I thought it was just on sale. And so I went and bought 3 of the knockoffs and kind of regretting it. I'll share why. Does size matter? Hell yeah, it does. So the real wool Genie right here is 11 inches from top to bottom to the table, and this one here is 10 inches. If they say every inch makes a difference, it does make a total difference. You'll notice that when this is hanging, is that the ball here of the Karen cakes is free turning, because that's what we want it to do. But look at this one here. It's hitting the back. So unless it's being tilted out like this, it's going to be hitting the back until this ball gets smaller. So that to me is like, when I look at the bar, like here, you can see that this is thick. This is stable. Okay, it's more stable than the Host. This one here, it's fine. It will hold the ball, but I can tell that this, have you ever seen an idiot purchase stuff online and not realize what he's getting? So anyway, so now the ball is hitting the back, it's not as stable, and there's a huge difference in the product quality itself. I will demonstrate on how to use this thing. So when you take this off, so it's just riding on a magnet. The magnet on the knockoff is a point. Do you see that little pointy thing here? And so when you pull it off, watch what happens. The base is not even attached. Tape. Oh, tape. Okay, I'm allergic to tape. Anyway, so when I'm replacing my balls, I find this is flopping all over the place. I can probably do some hot glue and stuff and get that down. But because of the point, look at that. Oh, you can't even see. Because of the point, it wants to rest on the flat spot out there instead of hanging straight on down. And because it's so cheaply done and there's no weight to the pendulum, which is okay because then the weight goes into the yarn, it doesn't fall straight down when you get it. So when you open it up like that and then you see it leaning like this, you're like, okay, something is clearly wrong. The biggest difference that I notice is that this one's driving me nuts, and so I put some painter's tape along the base here because of the distance of the access point up here compared to here, that this here wants to bang into the machine. Okay, it sounds like a cheap motel room and you got some loud neighbors. Where this one here, it stays clear. And so even if this one bangs, it doesn't have that hollow, cheap sound to go with it. It's extremely light. I do think it's properly balanced. I will give them that. So even though it's cheap and it's extremely light, if you have it in a direction when you're using it that is coming towards you, it will stay properly balanced. Here, when I go to look at this one here, this pendulum is a lot heavier in construction. And also look, okay, that clicking sound is the magnet at the top. And when you look at the magnet, okay, it's rounded off more so than the other one. And look, it hangs straight on down. If there's ever a time to hang down, this is when you want it. But the difference between the two of the pendulum when it's in resting mode, the distance of here is huge compared to here. And this is why this one, Jesus. So I picked these up for $16.99 Canadian. I got 3 of those plus the shipping. This one here was $44. I may have seen at different prices other places, but this is an original wool Genie. And this one is a lot more stable. So when you turn it around, like you can look at the plastic, it's nice and thick. Okay. And this one here, cheap. I got exactly what I paid for. Look at that. It can't even hold straight on down. So, and I like how this one is straight up. I don't do straight very often, but I like how it's straight up and comes over and down. I feel like this angle right here is going to interfere with the ball. So if you've never seen one of these go, all it is that you're just going to use some yarn. And so because of the size difference and the height difference, you can't get as big a ball on there. We like our big balls, right, girls and boys? So anyway, so all you just do is that you can cake up yarn. You can use a Karen cake and push it down to the center. and then flop it on, and then you use the outside of the ball, and it's just riding on a magnet, and look how smooth it goes. Okay, so let's try the other one. Let's see how smooth that one is. There's something weird about the other one. You know, I like cheap. So we're gonna shove it in. Okay, so it's nice and free flowing, so it still has that. I'm gonna pull the yarn. I'm gonna pull the yarn. So it free flows just fine. So if it's winding too much, the nice thing about these winders is that if it's winding too much, the leftover just goes underneath the spindle and through, so it doesn't really get tangled. The other thing is that you do want to use this from a perspective of coming across in your hand. So I was using it at the tire shop yesterday. If you use it like this and you're pulling it, it tends to wrap around, and you pull and then it just spins in the other direction, and then just like that. So you want to do it so that it's pulling straight out of there. Again, we don't do straight very well, but in this case, it's probably beneficial, and therefore it won't be swinging around as much. But I got what I paid for. So I think if you like certain things, for myself, a Wool Genie is the better way to go. It's just a lot better in every way, and compared to the knockoffs that you'll have. Now there's other kinds of knockoffs too, wood ones and whatever, but you get exactly what you pay for if you go cheap. And that may be okay for you. We'll still be friends, just not Wool Genie friends. So anyway, it's a great little tool. It's one of my favorite tools, but if I have a choice, I would choose a Wool Genie anytime, any day, versus this, whatever you want to call it. It's just a knockoff.